Hi everyone, welcome to Siri Tutorials. I am Kavita. I will discuss about the topic is living world in biology. First of all, we enter into the topic, we know about the scientist. See, living world. Our topic is living world. Our scientist name is Ernest Mayr. Okay, he was one of the 100 greatest scientists of all time. 100 greatest scientists of all time. Okay. He was called by evolutionary biologist in Harvard University the Darwin of 20th century. He was called by the evolutionary biologist the Darwin of 20th century. He was awarded three prizes. How many? Three prizes. What are those? The first one is the Balzan Prize in 1983, the International Prize for Biology in 1994, Crafoord Prize in 1999. Okay, that's why he was called by Triple Crown of Biology. He was called by Triple Crown of Biology. This is about scientist. This is about our scientist Ernest Mayr. These 3 points are very important in exam point of view. Okay, next let us enter into the topic. Our topic name is living world. Okay, here what is the meaning of living? Living means alive, aliving organisms. Aliving organisms, what are those? Animal, plants, human beings, bacteria, ants, like those are all things aliving organisms. These aliving organisms, when we try to define living, living means when we try to define living, we conventionally look for, conventionally look means normal look or traditional look, okay, conventionally look or norm for a distinctive characteristics means specialized characters exhibited by living organisms. What are those specialized characteristics? What are those? Here see, growth, reproduction, ability to sense, metabolism, ability to self-replicate and self-organize. These are all specialized characteristics. Okay, specialized characters. Here, first of all, we take growth. Here we taking growth. Okay. All living organisms also grow. All living organisms are grow. Okay. Here, how it grows? The cell division. By cell division. The cell division gives growth to increase their mass and increase the individual's or fin characteristics of growth. Here, what is the cell? Cell means structural and functional unit. Structural and functional unit. In human body, it composed by trillions of cells. Trillions of cells. How many trillions of cells? The cell is main thing. The cell gives to structure. The cell gives structure, and it gives energy to our body, and it gives energy and it gives structure. Okay. This is about cell. And the cell division, the cell division means dividing, splitting. The cell divide to give growth, divide to give more cells. These more cells gives growth. Means here one cell divide to gives two cells. Two cells divide to gives four cells. That's like the cell divide to give growth to increase their mass. Increase the mass. Mass means one cell takes small space and here four cells takes large space. This space increasing. Space increasing means mass increasing. And one cell takes smaller weight and four cells takes larger weight. Weight also increasing. And here increasing individuals. Individual means singular cells. Increasing individual cells. Okay. And are twin characteristics of growth. Twin means doubler. Okay. Twin characteristics of growth. Okay. This is about growth. Here we see in multicellular organisms. First of all, we are taking growth in multicellular organisms. Okay, multicellular means more cells. Multi means more cells. It has more cells. Multicellular organisms also grows by cell division. Multicellular organisms also growth increases by cell division. Okay. Here in multicellular organisms, the plants, animals, human beings all are comes under multicellular organisms. Here multicellular organisms also called as eukaryotics. Eukaryotes. Eukaryotes. And here first of all we take plants. Okay, here in plants, what happened in plants? This growth by cell division occurs. This growth by cell division occurs continuously throughout their lifespan. Plants, what happened? Cell division occurs continuously throughout their lifespan. End of the life, the cell division continuously continuing. Okay, end of the plant, the cell division occurs continuously. Okay. Next, here we take animals. In animals, what happened? This growth seen only up to certain age. Animals, what happened? This growth seen only up to certain age. In plants, continues their lifespan. However, the cell division occurs in certain tissue to replace lost. Means here what happened? Tissue means what? Tissue means the group of cells. The group of cells, and these cells have same structure and same functional group. Same structure and same functional group. Okay. The tissue to replace lost means, for example, whenever we hit by whenever we hit, what happened? The tissue damaged. The damaged tissue, after some time the damaged tissue come back or new tissue grows. Or new tissue grows. And one more example, in plants. In plants, what happened? The branch, whenever we cut the branch of tree, what happened? After some days, what happened? The new branch come back. Why? The cell division occurs in that place, the new branch come back. Okay, that's like the tissue to replace lost. Okay, next in unicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, uni means here multi means more. Uni means one cell only. It have one cell. In unicellular organisms, grow by cell division. It's also growth increases by cell division. In unicellular organisms also growth increases by cell division. In multicellular organisms growth increases by cell division. Okay. Cell division means cell divided to give more cells. And say another point, whenever you go to lab, you can also observe in vitro cultures to simply counting number of cells under microscope. Okay. Whenever you go to the lab in vitro cultures to simply counting the number of cells under microscope. Okay. Next, in majority of higher animals and plants, growth and reproduction are mutually exclusive events. Mutually exclusive means it in higher animals and plants, the growth and reproduction not done by same time. Growth and reproduction not done by same time. Okay. Next, here one must remember increasing the body mass is considered as growth. Body mass increases means what happened? Increases the growth. Growth increasing means body mass increases. The cell division occurs. Okay. The cell division increases means it growth also increasing, body mass also increasing. Okay. Next point. In non-living organisms also increasing. Non-living organisms also growth increasing means non-living organisms also grow. Non-living organisms, how it grows? For example, mountains, sand mounds, boulders. These are all growing. How it grows? In non-living objects, growth exhibited by accumulation of material on the surface. It exhibited by accumulation of material on the surface. What happened? Accumulation. For example, in sand mounds, what happened with the help of air? With the help of air, the sand comes together in one place. The sand comes to in one place, gather at one place. All sand comes to gather in one place. What happened? It like it forms like sand mound. Okay, with the help of air. With the help of air. Okay, that's like the non-living objects also growing. Okay, here in non-living objects growth from outside. Correct. How growth from outside? From outside, it accumulation of material on the surface. That's why it growing from outside. It growing from outside. In living organisms, this growth from inside. In living organisms, this growth from inside. Inside the cell divide to gives growth. That's why living organisms growing from inside. Non-living organisms growing from outside. Okay. This is about growth in living and non-living organisms. Next, dead organisms. Dead means Died organisms does not grow. Died organisms growing? No, died organism does not grow. Okay, this is about growth. Okay, next we see about reproduction. Reproduction means reproduction. Reproduction means copying of copying. What reproduction means? Copying. What is the meaning of reproduction? Copying. The process of copying. Okay, next, in multicellular organisms, first he see in reproduction in multicellular organisms. First see in multicellular organisms, next unicellular organisms. First see in multicellular organisms. Multicellular organisms, what happened in multicellular organisms? Reproduction refers to the production progeny possessing features more or less similar from those parents. The size reproduction refers to the production progeny possessing features more or less similar from those parents. Progeny possessing features means traits. Traits. Traits are hereditary from more or less similar from parents or grandparents or relatives. Okay, understood? Or relatives. Some are more. Okay, next, these reproduction is two types. How many types? Two types. One is asexual reproduction and another one is sexual reproduction. Asexual means without sex relationship. Sexual means with sexual relationship. Here we taking asexual reproduction. Okay. Here some multicellular organisms, not all, some multicellular organisms reproduced by asexual reproduction. Reproduced by asexual reproduction. For example, fungi. Here we are taking fungi. In fungi, multiply and spread due to millions of asexual spores they produce. Millions of asexual spores. Spores means small things, like seeds. Millions of it spreads more spores. It spreads more spores. Millions of spores. These spores, after some days, what happened? These spores can produce to new fungi. Gives The spores gives new fungi. Okay. Fungi, what happened? It spreads millions of asexual spores they produce. Okay. Understood? Next, in yeast and hydra, what happened in yeast and hydra? In yeast, this is the structure about yeast. This is vacuole and this is nucleus. Okay. We observe budding process. Budding means it forms bird-like structure. Okay, bird-like structure. In yeast, what happened? It forms bird-like structure. In that bud-like structure, the nucleus and vacuole transfer into bud-like structure. It forms a new daughter one. Forms new daughter one. Okay. In yeast and hydra, this budding process to reproduce. Budding process to reproduce. Okay. Next, in planaria, we see in planaria what happened. We observe true regeneration. True regeneration. In planaria, what happened? We observe it tears themselves, or it split themselves. It split themselves, or it cut down themselves. Or cut down themselves into two pieces. Okay, these cutting process is called binary fusion. Binary fusion. Okay, binary fusion. Okay. Next, by resulting head and tail process. By resulting head and tail process, what happened? Tail pieces regenerate within about a week. Regenerate within about a week to form two new worms. Two new worms. To forms two new worms. Worms means like earthworm like structures. Two new worms. These new worms to form two new daughter one, two new planaria. It forms two new planaria. Okay, here this is parent one. This is daughter one. This is daughter one and this is parent one. Next, here we see in algae. Algae also same thing. Algae also same. We observe the fragmentation. It's called also fragmentation. Fragmentation, binary fusion, and true regeneration. Okay. In parent algae, same. In parent algae, split themselves to form two new algae. In parent algae, split themselves or cut themselves, tear themselves to form a two new algae. Okay. This is about in multicellular organism reproduction process. Next we see in new unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms, what are the examples? Bacteria, amoeba. See in bacteria, amoeba, reproduction is synonymous with the growth. It's have only one cell. Okay. Reproduction is synonymous with growth. Reproduction means reproduction, copying, the processing copying. Here one cell divide to gives growth. Oh, here reproduction means in reproduction the cell is dividing. Reproduction is same with growth. Reproduction is same with growth. Reproduction is synonymous with growth. Reproduction is like growth. Reproduction in unicellular organisms, reproduction is same like growth. Okay. Next, in single celled organisms, same here, unicellular, single celled organisms, same. In single celled organisms, we are very clear about the usage of both terms growth and reproduction. Both growth and reproduction is same like cell division. In growth, what happened? The cell is divided. In reproduction, also same, the cell is dividing. Okay, reproduction, both terms are same. Here, there are many organisms which do not reproduce. Here, there are many organisms which do not reproduce. Do not reproduce examples: mules. Mules, sterile worker bees, infertile human couples. Here, see first mules. In mule, what happened? Mule is offspring of male donkey and female horse. Offspring of male donkey and female horse. Male donkey has 62 chromosomes and female horse has 64 chromosomes. 62 and 64. Mule have only 63 chromosomes. Mule has 63 chromosomes. Mule can be either male or female. Mule can be either male or female, but because of odd number of chromosomes, they do not reproduce. Odd number of chromosomes, they do not reproduce. Okay. Next, see in worker bees. Worker bees are then able to develop mature or viable eggs. Worker bees by develop worker bees able to develop by viable eggs. Worker bees are produced. Worker bees are produced in developed or mature or viable eggs. From viable eggs, it produced by viable eggs. Okay. Next, no non-living object is capable of reproducing by itself. Non-living object is capable? No, it's not reproduced. No non-living object is not capable of reproducing by itself. Okay. Next is see metabolism. Metabolism see in next class. Okay.